There's a few things about a lot of black American does not know, about Africa or about the whole world, about how um, the white people control everything. They don't know that. So I want to educate them a little bit about politics. When it comes to politics, black Americans are a little bit ignorant to politics or to political stuff. They're very ignorant, but Africa can probably teach them that. The only thing me and a lot of black Americans know is maybe they know a lot about entertain people, basketball, play basketball, baseball, rap music, and be in the movies and stuff. I guess that's the limit. Whatever white people want for black people to be, they just want for black people to be entertain them or entertain the world. They don't want black people in the job sector, so they keep their way like say, oh, you should stay just right there. You should just entertain us. That's all. So black people are very ignorant when it comes to politics. They don't even watch the news. They don't know anything. Some of them right now, they might be saying a little bit, say, oh yeah, what the hell are you talking about? Come on, you don't know anything about politics. You don't even probably you don't even watch international news to learn. Okay, some YouTube also will be bragging about say, oh yeah, we know a little bit few things, we know a lot of stuff. They all be talking about say they know a little bit, they know about Africa. Now, I saw a lot of YouTuber who be thinking they be saying that, oh, we're gonna come and educate you about Africa. How the fuck you gonna educate us about Africa that you don't even know about Africa? And you say you wanna educate us about Africa. The Africa that you wasn't even want to come to. I remember when white people used to tell you, say, go back to Africa. You say, no, we're not from Africa, this and that, blah, blah, blah. We ain't going nowhere. I'll follow Baylor's place. So we ain't going nowhere. Yeah, that's your country, America's your country. Now, but if you got some nerve trying to be disrespectful, say, oh, we're going to come and educate African about their own culture or about Africa, the continent. Come on, are you serious? You don't know anything about that. So, first of all, I remember, how they don't know anything about Africa. If you ask them about Africa, they all used to. Before I remember, they used to consider Africa to be like America. If I say like America, not like a developed like America or where feel like America and stuff like that. They used to think that Africa have just only one president and they speak their language and stuff like that. Or they didn't know that Africa was colonized. Yes. They didn't know anything about Africa. That Africa was colonized by the West, by the Europeans. They didn't know anything about that. But they will lie because they've been learning recently. Few years ago, they've been learning since they've been coming on the internet. So they will lie about it, especially most of the YouTubers. They will say, oh yeah, we know about Africa. Come on, you didn't know anything about Africa. I know that. You never know anything about Africa. You didn't know. You think that Africa was, first of all, you need to think that Africa was just a country. Until the African people have to compose a song, made a song, say Africa, it wasn't a country. Africa was a continent. Before you finally got it. You know what I'm saying? Before they finally got it, they said, oh, Africa, whatever, a country. No, it wasn't a country, man. Come on. It was a continent the whole time. And they didn't know how many countries Africa had. They didn't know no basic about Africa. All they know is, Africa, they probably speak their language, and that's it. They didn't know that some African was speaking, and they were colonized by the British, the French, and the Portuguese, the Spanish. They didn't know that. They didn't know anything about that. In Africa, there's only one country in Africa that colonized by the Spanish, and many people doesn't even know that. They don't know that, which is Equatorial Guinea. It's in Central Africa. A lot of you don't even know about that. And there's 5 countries in Africa that speak Portuguese, but colonized by the Portuguese. You don't even know that either. Few people who've been learning about Africa right now, they might know a little bit of it. 5 countries speak Portuguese, and all the rest speak French and English and Arab and stuff like that to the north side. So you see, you didn't know anything, the basic about Africa. You didn't know Africa have president, all those things. You didn't know about that. So, okay. So now, they always saying that Africa, they talking about Africa, the white men keep taking advantage on them. The Chinese going to come and take over our country and colonize our country. The Chinese not going to do shit. The Chinese not going to take over nothing. The Chinese just doing business. They're not going to take over anything. Yeah, they might probably want to try to take over, but it's going to be impossible for them to take over. They can't take over. You know what I'm saying? And then speaking of the Chinese taking over, they say that the Chinese trying to work on us, and the white people is working, taking advantage on us, and coming in our country and taking advantage. Let me tell you, let me teach you a few little things that you don't even know, but you're so ignorant about. The West, they control the whole world. They have power all over the world. They got puppets all over the world. In case you don't know that, they got puppets in every country. Not every country, but they have puppets in everywhere. South America, just South America alone, they got a bunch of puppet presidents. Only whatever in the Caribbean, so I think so. Cuba is not a puppet, whatever country, and Venezuela, whatever South America, it's not a puppet. They don't have a puppet president. But Brazil have a puppet president. Argentina have a puppet president. They control the whole world. They control everything. It's not just Africa. They're trying to take advantage of. It's not have Africa. They have a puppet president. They have puppet leader all over the place. So they can shake things up. They can move things. They can whatever. They want to bring chaos in any country right now. They can bring chaos in that country. So when you keep talking about, say, oh, they're taking advantage on Africa. Oh, they're taking, they're doing this to Africa. You know that the white people also have, the West also have the power. That Chinese right now, they can, if they want for Chinese to kill each other, they can do that. But that would be impossible. That's why the Chinese playing so hard. Working so hard to make sure that none of their citizens betray their country. They got camera all over the spy on their citizen. The Chinese spy on their citizen 24/7, watching them, spying them, make sure they don't betray their country. The protest that happened last year, I think it was last year. It was last year, about the Hong Kong protest. That 1 million Chinese came out and were protesting about those stuff. Who you think support that protest? Of course, it was the West. It was the West, and America 100% behind it. So you see, the West have power over in the whole world. They run this shit. They run everything. They run every country. They run all the continent. When they left Europe and came whatever trying to explore the world, trying to colonize the world, they took all that place. They bring their people and put them everywhere and put them in charge all over the place. You see, you don't know that. I'm gonna teach you right now. They put their people all over the place, like Australia right now. Australia, they got a native people up there who got they also mixed. They are mixed race. They got black mixed race and other people. The indigenous people, they're there, but they're kind of invisible. The British brought the people to Australia and turn Australia into 90% and white, just like America. America took over and wiped the whole India, came to America and wiped the whole Indian and took over the land. That's the same thing they did to Australia, New Zealand. So they put their people all over the place, all over the globe when they were trying to, colonize all the country. They put their people all over. They put them in charge. So they spy on the people 24 hours. They know all the country. They know how to sterilize things. They know how to shake things. They know those people country more than every country than whatever. Then they said, they got the power to bring any country down. They got the power to destroy any country, but the communist country will not allow it. That's why the communist country is so tough. Tough on their own people. Make sure that those people the West don't come and trying to bring democracy in that country. So that's the thing. Most Black Americans, they're ignorant when it comes to politics, but when it comes to entertainment, yes, they are the number one. You know what I'm saying? So don't kind of say, oh, Africa, whatever, Africa this and that, Africa this. You know what I'm saying? That, oh, the Chinese come in, the Chinese can take over, the white people stay controlling your country. Yeah, they control the country, they control everything, every country too. You go to South America, those Latino people, they will tell you what's going on in their country. They will tell you about it. Going Asia, the continent of Asia, they will tell you what's going on, how the white people control and they put their people, they're in charge of everything. But nobody sees that. The only place everybody sees is the continent of Africa. They saw. Same thing say that Africa is the only country, the whole world, and the West taking over and taking advantage of. It's not just Africa, man. It's every continent, the whole 7 continents in the world. They're in charge. They put their people in there. Their people is in those places. In charge. There's some of the country, their people is like invisible. They got puppet leader all over the place, all over the globe. So don't come and say, oh, only Africa they're taking advantage on it. Do you know the reason why they left Africa poor like this? Because Africa have all the natural resources. They think that, oh, if Africa develop, then all that natural resource, it will be buried underneath. They will have a problem digging all those natural resources. So that's why they're trying to make sure that Africa does not develop. They preserve that land. Africa, they try to preserve that land it's like a garden. You know what I'm saying? They preserve Africa like a garden. Like how you plant your fruit. You plant trees, you plant everything. And then when the season comes, you go and harvest those things. That's how they left Africa. They preserve Africa like that. They don't want for Africa to develop. They leave it like that so it can be just natural. It's poor like that. So every time whatever they want, their natural resource, they're looking for any natural resource, they can just come easily, just take all those natural resources. But most of y'all say, oh yeah, African country, whatever, the people are whatever are puppet. Yeah, the people are puppet. African leader are puppet. They are puppet, but they got, like I said, the West got puppet all over the place. All over the place. You see, Black American doesn't know anything about that. They don't know it. They are so ignorant when it comes to politics. I know they're gonna get ahead, they don't gonna like this message, They're very ignorant. You can teach the whole world about entertainment. That's all you have to do, you know what I'm saying, like I said. So that's what going on. And the African government also, they've been trying their best, trying to release themselves. I'm not calling for African leader. They are puppet, but they're not strong enough to set themselves free. But the white people set this system. The West set this system in Africa continent. The same way they put that system in America. They plan that same system in Africa to make sure that the African leader does not unite there. Make sure that they got a puppet leader in Africa to make sure they're not united and develop Africa. It's a system they put in Africa. They plan in Africa. You don't know it. Now, if you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, now you know. Black American. You know what I'm saying? You just say, oh, Africa is poor, Africa, but you don't know that the system that the white people put. They got power. They even got power, like I said. If they want to start war in China right now, like I said, it might be a little bit impossible. You know the reason why they sabotage and they talk about China, say China going to do this? Y'all should check that video or whatever stuff out. They came with the Chinese, right? The Chinese, it was a competition. It was like the Berlin thing, Berlin conference. How they were trying to, colonize the world, colonize Africa and divide Africa. They did the same thing with China. But the Chinese government said, no, we're not going to do that. The Chinese people said, no, we're not going to do that. We want it all. So that's why they pissed with the Chinese. That's what the white people, they pissed with the Chinese. They're mad. They can't compete with the Chinese. So what they do, they sabotage, they start spreading propaganda all over the place and tell you every country, all the continent, that the Chinese is bad. The Chinese is bad. Now check this out. If the Chinese would agree with the agreement, the business proposition they were trying to take over the world. If the Chinese say, okay, you take this side, I take this side, I'm gonna control this part, you to control the part. They will not say anything about the Chinese. They will never say no negative thing, any propaganda, spraying all the propaganda about the Chinese. But the Chinese say, no, I want to rule the world just like you rule the world. Just like in the West rule the world. Once upon a time, British rule the world, and America in charge of ruling the whole world. So China said, I need it too. I need it all. I want to rule the world. Once upon a time, say there was time that China ruled the whole world. But check this out. Chinese are doing this thing here. The good news is Chinese are doing it with no killing. They haven't shot at one bullet. They're doing it with intelligence, with cleverness. But the West, they don't do it. They just go around killing people. They kill murders, a lot of people. They murder a lot of people to take over. And they say, oh, we are powerful people. But the Chinese not doing that. The Chinese too smart. So they can't stand the Chinese. They can't compete with the Chinese. You know, they can't compete with the Chinese. So there's like, oh, they have to sabotage. The only way we can do, we can sabotage the Chinese and, you know, slow the Chinese down because the Chinese are, you know, going too far. They can't come, you know. Did you know everything that whatever China is the #1 production thing? Everything that going into the West, in the West coming to America, in Europe, you know the Chinese the one who manufacturing all those things. And then those countries will change whatever. You should watch the documentary. You should watch the video. The country will change the name and then they put their own name on it. It was on CNN last time how most of the thing, 100%, almost 90% of the thing that were coming to America, everything will come into America produced. It was all made by China. And then I remember when Donald Trump was running for president 4 years ago, they were, interviewing all this, most of the black and white American, and they took them in this Walmart, the mega store, Walmart, and they start showing everything. Say Chinese made, Chinese made, Chinese made, Chinese made, Chinese made, Chinese made. Everything was labeled as a made in China, made in China, made in China. Everything was labeled as a made in China, made in China. And then after that, they even go in the apartment and they go and check, they remove the camera, they take the camera in the apartment, in the building, in the house. And everything, almost 90%, 99%, everything that was in the house, it was made by China. So when Donald Trump ran for president, he said, oh, the people were mad. So that's what they're saying. They want to bring the job back to America because China is trying to dominate the world and ruin everything, and trying to be in charge. And China is the second world power right now after America. So if you're talking about Chinese gonna, Chinese did. No, the Chinese got more power. Did you know that also the Chinese, whatever, you think that China is, you think that Africa is the only country China trying to run or whatever, control or whatever and stuff like that? If you go in America, the Chinese is buying a lot of building and American are upset. China is buying all the landmark building that in America, even in Europe. Chinese are buying it. And what people are upset, but you see, they don't want to put that shit on CNN or BBC. But when it comes to Africa, you're the spread that, oh, Africa, whatever, China trying to colonize your country, no, China they're doing the same thing. The same thing, but you're not seeing it. They will not show it. They're doing the same thing they're doing in Africa, trying to, you're trying to colonize Africa. They're doing the same thing in America and Europe, but in a different way. They're doing it in a different way. Did you know that you know that America is the first, the country that owed China trillions of dollars, the any country, trillions of dollars, they owe the Chinese. Trillions of dollars, the Chinese loaned trillions of dollars. The Europeans, the second country that owe the Chinese. China loaned money to all over the globe, everywhere. But America got loaned more $1 trillion from China than any country. And how much loan they loan to Africa? Like a $60 billion, few billions of dollars, $60 or $70 billion. Meanwhile, America loaned trillions of dollars. America in debt. I don't know how they're going to pay that money back to China. So you see, China, China's all over the place. They're trying to run everything. They're trying to be the power. They're trying to be in power. They're trying to take over. So it's not just Africa or whatever they're trying to whatever. It's so easy for everybody to just pull and say, "Oh, Africa," because Africa is a third world country. So it's easy for everybody to just pull it out there and say, "Yes, Africa, 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 Africa. They're going to take over Africa. They're trying to take Africa." Black Americans so ignorant to it, can't see it. And they say, "Oh yeah, China going to colonize." No, China doing the same thing. You're going to investigate. Google that shit, you'll find it. They're also trying to take over Europe, but in a different way. And they're doing the same thing in America in a different way. They're buying hotels, businesses, most of the skyscraper building in New York City and all across America. Landmark. They're buying so many businesses. They own a lot of businesses. They're taking over. But it's kind of invisible. You heard about that thing too much. Like I said, China is trying to take over the whole world, not just Africa. They're trying to take over. But they don't. It's going to be a little bit impossible for them to colonize Africa. That's why you see, like you say, that's why the white man trying to sabotage Africa, sabotaging, telling the whole world, spreading the news, saying, "Look, man, Chinese is bad. These bad people. They are bad people. Do not do business with them. They're bad. They're trying to colonize your country. They're trying to do this, trying to do that. Don't do it because they can't compete with the Chinese." So you keep talking about the Chinese. Everything that produced right now, production, China is the one who producing everything. They can do everything. And whatever, the West is so angry with the Chinese. And you talking about the Chinese, Africa is the one. The Chinese, they went to whatever, the South America, Asia, they're all over the place. Trying to take over everything. They're trying to run everything. So not just Africa, man. It's just so easy for you to come and talk about, say, Africa is the only country that China trying to run or trying to take over Canada. Because Africa is the third world country. No, man. You know what I'm saying? So you should get this education, Black American, who's so ignorant to politics. When it comes to politics, you don't know anything about politics. You don't know how shit run. The only thing you know is, "Oh, hey, man, what's up? How you doing? What's up? My name is Mr. Mike. How you doing? Yo, what's up? What you doing in the hair? Yo, throw your hands up." Nah, man. This is a basketball thing or that entertainment thing. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck that, man. Look, listen. Y'all stop that shit. Y'all talk about the Chinese. So, you'll just get this message right now. I just educate y'all. Alright? I just educated you about China, how China trying to control shit. Alright, peace, man. This is Mr. Justice.